So here we're going to work with links. Now how InDesign works is you can paste an image or an asset straight into InDesign and it will embed it straight in there, but it makes the file size really large. So usually how InDesign works is it actually takes an image and it puts a preview into InDesign, and that preview is actually pulling from an external file. So if we come over here and take a look at our structure of our folder that we have had downloaded for this worksheet, we can come in and it's got a links folder which has Photoshop files, Illustrator files, JPEGs, and other elements in there. These exist separate from our INDD file. So our INDD file is actually looking and pointing towards these other images or other assets and bring them into the file. You can kind of see what's going on with the links in your document by coming over here to this links palette. It will actually list out a bunch of stuff for you. First off, it lists what has been linked in this document. So if I come in here, I've got the original ad. I also have a logo, and then I have a new ad. And if I scroll down through here, we see here's our logo, here's our original ad, and then finally down here at the bottom, we've got a new ad. Other information you can see in here is the name of that asset and then a status of the asset. So if you come in here, you'll notice this little question mark says, hey, this is missing. I am not being able to tell where that file is. So we've got a preview in here, but it's missing. So it's saying, if you save this or print this, it's going to come out pixelated because it's such a small preview file that we've got in this document, and it will not pull from the actual original full file. Other things that we see in here, and we'll get back to that in a second, you can actually see how many of these images or these assets are brought into this folder. So in this case, both the original ad and the logo have two instances where it's located in this folder. And this last one, it says new ad, PSD, that actually only has one because it doesn't have a number next to it. Over here on the right hand side, you can see, hey, this is on page 6, and if I click on the 6, it actually takes me to that exact page, which is really handy. So over here, when we look at the original ad, I can hit this arrow, that shows me where the other two are. This one says it's on page 2 and page 4. So if I click on page 2, it brings it to me. If I click on page 4, it brings it to me. And in both instances, these are missing. Okay, we're going to do 3 things with this links palette. First off, we're going to come in and we're going to look at our image here. So if we look over here, it's this logo, and you'll notice I cannot click on this, so that means it's probably over here on my master page. So I can come over to Be Master, I can double click that, and there's my logo right there. Now that logo, if I zoom in on it, it's pretty pixelated. That's because I'm using a JPEG, and the JPEG quality is not that good. So I actually went in and I got a logo that is vector based, and I have it in Illustrator. What I can do is I can actually swap these out. So this has actually been in 2 places in my document, and if I want to swap them out, I can relink. So I'm going to go back over my links palette right here. I'm going to come down here to the logo. I'm going to right click it and say relink all instances of this. If I only wanted to do one, I can come down to the individual one and say relink, but I want to do it to them all. So I'm going to right click, relink all instances. It's going to open up this Finder window, and then I have this in my folder that I downloaded. So if I go up a folder here, you'll notice here's my INDD folder and so forth. I'm going to go into my links folder, and then inside this links folder, I've got a logo.png and I've got a logo.ai. I'm just going to double click on the logo.ai. And it's actually going to update all of those instances of that link or any place where that image was or that asset was located. And it's going to update it. Now you notice that as I come in and I look at this, it's crystal clear. Now another cool thing that you can do is you can come over here, you can right click it, and you can say Edit Original. So if I hit Edit Original, it's actually going to open up Illustrator, and it's going to open up the file. So I can come in and I can manipulate this, save it, and then go back into InDesign, which I'll show you a little bit with Photoshop, but it works here in Illustrator too. So back over here, we have now updated. That's kind of what I want you to do there. I want you to update that from a JPEG to an Illustrator file so it's nice and clear. So let's come back over to Pages and then come back out of the Pages. So we're going to come back to this main page. Now if we look back to our links, we notice, hey, our original ad, which is this blue shirt right here, or the sweater with the boat on the zipper, if we look at the original ad, it says it's missing. Missing means basically that it cannot find that file. Now that could be that the file moved, it got deleted, or anything else. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can do this. So first off, you can right click and relink all instances, kind of like what we did with the Illustrator file. And then we can find that file. So we're looking for the original ad .jpg, and we don't see it here. So it's actually been moved. If we go into random folder though, this is where it ended up. And so if I double click on this, it's actually going to update those, and that now sees that original ad JPEG. Let me back up real quick. So it's broken again. I just hit Command Z. Another way you can do this, if you know where the file is and where it should be, I'm going to open up my Finder. I'm going to come back into my links right here. I've got the random. Now everything else is outside of that random folder. So if I just move this into the folder where it should be, or where it thought it was going to be, which is this one right here in the links, and come back, that also got rid of my little warning saying that it could not find the file. So either way, what you really want to do though is just get rid of that warning so that you know that it is linking to that file. The last thing I want to show you with links, and I want you to go and do with me, if we scroll down this page a little bit to the very end page, which is page 6 right here, which has our new ad on it, we want to go in there and we want to edit this. We actually want to update it and then make it updated inside of InDesign so it's showing correctly. Now on here there's a couple things. We have this little watermark that says remove and update, and then down here we also spelt summer wrong. So we want to fix both of those things, but I don't want to necessarily have to replace it in here. So over here in my links palette, let's open that back up. I'm going to come to the new ad PSD. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to go edit original. That should open up this original inside of Photoshop. So I've got it open here. Now there's a couple things. Now this watermark is actually in this new ad folder, and then it's remove and update, and it's actually named that way. I'm just going to hide that. You could delete it too, and that's going to get rid of it. Then we're going to come down here, and hopefully you installed the font, or else this will not work well. I'm going to grab the type tool. I'm going to go over to your summer and click on that. Editing or reordering the text to your summer will cause the layout to change. And I'm just going to hit OK. And what this is going to do is it actually kind of change things a little bit, and I want it to be bold again. So if I select all of this, it says it's bold right there, and I did install the font. This could be that I didn't close the program before I installed the font again. But if you come back in here, just change it to be regular, and then change it to be bold, it seems to be put it back into the right place, right? So we've got the right size. Now, if it came through and it just let it be bold, that's good. Then you're good to go. You don't have to do that. But we want to kind of change this. Once we've got it to the right font, the right weight, or the right typeface and the right weight, we can come in here and we can say summer. We want to add the other M in there. I'm going to click the black arrow. I'm going to zoom back out. Once I have that, no watermark, and the updated spelling mistake, I'm going to save it, Command S or Control S on a PC, or File, Save. It's going to save that. Then I can come back over to InDesign and notice that it already updated it. Now if it didn't update it for you, you might have to come over here to the new ad in PSD, right click, and then you might have an update option right here. And that will update it so that it now doesn't show the watermark and the text or the spelling error has been fixed. So that's really what you need to kind of know about the links panel. You want to be very cautious about that and watch this, that you're not getting any of those warnings, because if you are getting those warnings, once again, the program cannot find the original file, and then when you save it or you print it or whatever else, it's going to come out pixelated, and that is not something you want to happen.